Very good afternoon, my children. I hope you're all fine and safe. Let us understand and analyze the CBSE released psychology sample paper for the year 2026. So, as usual, we know that in our theory we have 70 marks and in practical we have 30 marks, as usual it is. So, you see the blueprint which I prepared actually while analyzing this one. In the chapter 1 weightage is 13 marks. In the sample paper they kept these marks, one 1 mark question, one 2 mark question, one 4 mark, one 6 mark, you see. 6, 4, 10, 10 plus 3, 13. Now the chapter 2 self and personality, again 13 marks weightage is here. 2 1 mark questions are there, 2 2 mark questions are there, 1 3 mark is there, 1 4 mark is there. 4 3 7, 7 4, 11, 11 plus 2, 13 again. Now the chapter 3 we have 9 marks. 2 mark 1 question, 4 mark 1 question, and case based 3 mark means 2 questions are there in the case based. So total it is 9 marks. Chapter 4 total weightage is 12 marks. So each 1 mark or 3 questions are there, 3 1 mark questions, 1 6 mark is there, and 1 case study is there from chapter 3. Always try to understand, my children. Case study generally they always prefer chapter 4 for case study because it's very clinical. Now the chapter 5 you see we have 3 1 mark questions and 2 3 mark questions. These 3 you see here. Here it is 3, here it is 3 plus 3, total 9 marks. Chapter 6 attitude and social cognition, if you see 1 question for 1 mark, 1 question for 3 marks, 1 question for 4 marks. Now chapter 7 social influence and group process, we have 4 questions 1 mark each and 1 question only for 2 mark. So this is the sample paper blueprint which I prepared actually while analyzing the the marking scheme and the given answers. I just made this analysis for your understanding, my children. Let us go to one by one the sections basically. See the first question. Neeta is conducting interviews for candidates applying for a senior management role. She uses the same set of questions with each candidate. Why is this type of interview is beneficial? See, when you are using the same set of questions, why this kind of interview is going to give the benefit? It allows candidates to showcase their unique personalities. It helps. See, when you are using the same question, how it ensures all candidates are assessed using the structured interview. Yes. One question you are asking, difficulty level may be different to another person if you are asking a different question. So same question, same pattern you are using. So it is basically the structured interview format it is. So option C is the right answer. Why does a strong sense of social competence enhance a person's self-esteem? Yes. Look into this area, social competence. Self-esteem is the value judgment made by a person about himself or herself. At the age of 6 years, a child will have the self-esteem in 4 areas. One of the area is social competency. So academic competency, physical appearance, physical athletic competency, like 4 areas are there. So this one, social competence, you see, by fostering social connections and positive reinforcement. So option B is the right answer here. Fostering social connections, the most important point for us here. Question number 3. Sonia has to be assessed for abilities such as logical reasoning and clear thinking. The test used by the psychologist will involve the following. What exactly she is going to do? The assessment here, you see. She is going to do the abilities such as logical reasoning and clear thinking. So here the right answer is convergent thinking. Please try to be careful. Intelligence is always based on convergent thinking. Creativity is based on divergent thinking. When you are going to check the logical reasoning, clear thinking, that is basically intelligence testing you are doing. So it is convergent thinking it is. 4th one. In logotherapy, which of the following is considered essential for coping with life's challenges? Yes. Identifying and altering negative thought pattern. No, there is no negative thought. Finding a personal sense of meaning or purpose even in difficult situations. Yes. Fourth one, option B. The main aim of logotherapy is to find the meaning even in dire circumstances. Now the next one, question number 5. See, using reinforcement to behavior therapy, replacing irrational belief with the logical, realistic ones. It is the Albert Ellis cognitive therapy, my children. Let's make a move to the 5. Sachin often calls out answers in class without raising his hand. To change this behavior, the teacher starts ignoring. The teacher is ignoring him when he calls out, but praises him every time. He raises his hand before speaking. What strategy is the teacher is using? This is the, you see here, he is answering, that's good, teacher is appreciating, but unnecessarily he is involving for every question. So the teacher is ignoring also. So it is the differential reinforcement. Using both positive and negative reinforcement in an alternative way as per the need and the requirement, that is called differential reinforcement. 5 is option C. Now the 6th one. Which of the following best demonstrates the concept of empathy in a therapeutic setting, you see? Option A, therapist offers advise the client on how to resolve their issues based on personal experiences. See, empathy is something, feeling the pain from the point of the client actually. When you feel the pain of the client from his or her own point of view, that is empathy. Now, option A is wrong. Option B, a therapist encourages the client to move past their emotions and focus only on logical. No. A therapist remains neutral and detached to maintain. See, this is unconditional positive regard. Option C, it is not the right. A therapist carefully listens to the client's experiences and expresses understanding of the client's emotions, allowing the client to feel heard and valued. Yes, option D is the right answer. You're going to feel the pain of the client here. That's the option C. Now question number 7. Well-being is what exactly? See, well-being not only maintenance and survival, but also growth and fulfillment. Directly I jump to the answer, my children. Well-being is not survival. Well-being is not maintenance and survival, but it also includes the growth and fulfillment. Direct question is from the chapter 4. Now the question number 8. Anisha keeps washing her hand after a bout of fever. This continuous washing leads to bruises on her palm. Identify this behavior. See, this is basically obsessive compulsive disorder. But we are not talking about the thinking. We are talking about only actions. So option A, compulsive behavior, is there in Anisha's behavior. You see, it is the compulsive behavior. Now, question number 9. In the question given below, there are two statements marked as assertion and reason. So read the statements and choose the correct option, you see. Assertion: in understanding of abnormal behavior, the Renaissance period was the age of reason and enlightenment. Now look into this area. Age of reason and enlightenment is known as 17th and 18th centuries. It is not the Renaissance movement. Reasoning: imbalances among humors led to disorders according to organismic approach. Organismic approach believes that the conflict between reason and emotion are leading to the development of psychological disorders. So you see here, clearly I can say imbalance among humors are leading to the disorders. Yes, conflicts are happening between reason, our logic and our emotion, and this humor is basically related to the Hippocratic theory of personality also. So assertion is totally wrong, guys. A is totally false, but R is true here. Little bit it is having little true. It is not 100%. I will say here to you, it's true, but it is true. As per the given options, also we need to analyze. Now, assertion reason. Members of teams often have complementary skills and are committed to a common goal or purpose. Yes. A team always, if you see, a team and group difference, if you see, that's a complementary skill. Reasoning. An audience is a part of a team. They are polarized in attention and actions. See here, audience is a part of a team. They are polarized in attention and actions of people or persons are in a common direction. Assertion is true, guys, but R is false. Audience is a separate group. The people who gathered or assembled to watch or view something, they are the audience. They are not going to be the part of a team. Team is basically a limited gathering, a group of people. So A is true, R is false. Now, question number 11. Togetherness, belongingness and mutual attraction among group members refers to dash in a group, you see here. The togetherness is basically bringing here. Togetherness is, cohesiveness actually. Cohesiveness is one of the most important quality of a group. Group structure it is. People who have mutual understanding, love, attraction among themselves, they are likely to be known as a group. So we call this character as cohesiveness. Vikas feels stronger and less vulnerable to threats after he has joined the residents' welfare group. The main reason for joining the group is to security. See here. So what is this here? You see, enhance his security. So B, option B is the right answer. Why do people join in groups? Security, status, self-esteem, satisfaction of needs. So he is less vulnerable to threats. So that is basically security. Enhancing security. Question number 12B it is. Question number 13. Yes. According to two-step concept proposed by S.M. Mohsin, attitude change will take place when, see, the source has a positive attitude towards the target. The source shows an attitude change by changing others' behavior. The target of change identifies with the source. Fourth one, the target is a person through whose influence change is going to take place. So according to two-step concept, here you need to identify which is the right answer. See, this is basically called higher order thinking for you. So the first one, if you look into this, the source has a positive attitude towards the target. First quality it is, source should have a positive attitude towards the target when you select the source. Second one, you see, first one is right. The source shows an attitude change by changing others' behavior. No. Source first have to show the attitude change. Then only the target will change. So this point is reverse. So second point is wrong totally. The target of change identifies with the source. Yes, this is the right point. The target identifies the change with the source, with the role model, and the target will try to practice. So 1 and 3 are the right answers. The target is the person through whose influence change takes place. No, it is never. The source is the person through whose influence change is going to take place. So you see, given number 2, number 4 are wrong. 1 and 3 are right. So we have to take this one. For example, my children, see, the same question can be asked to you. According to this theory, which is not a part, for example, which is not a part. Now we are just asking what is actually related to the theory. So you got 1 and 2 right. But if the question comes to identify which is not related to the theory, then you have to go for 2 and 4. Now don't forget, my children. As per the question, you need to analyze the answer. How are relationships in primary groups typically characterized? See, primary groups and secondary groups. In primary groups, our relations are basically very strong. Ties are very strong, basically. Primary group is family. They are warm, emotional, and face-to-face. Yes, very important point it is. They are warm, emotional, and face-to-face. Next, my children. Let's make a move to section 2 mark answer. Differentiate between life events and hassles. I can say this is the question we are taken from the chapter 3, topic sources of stress. Hassles are something which is happening very often or in our daily life, like shortage of water, shortage of electricity, quarreling neighbors, troubling people. These are all hassles. Life events are the major events which are resulting in an individual's life. The life events can be death of the loved ones, separation, breakup, that kind of events, or change of a job. See here, these are the life terminations. These are the life events, I can say to you. Just a minute, guys. I'll let them go. State any two features of projective techniques. Yes, projective techniques basically built on the base of projection, a defense mechanism. And through these techniques, we are going to assess unconscious motives, desires of the people. And you know that the projective techniques will use an unstructured stimuli. First point. Projective technique basically uses unstructured stimuli. Second point, projective techniques are how much unstructured, you see, what is the level of the unstructured stimuli you are using, that is going to give an indication to you that assessment of in-depth is going to happen. I told you people, Rorschach in blood test will assess your unconscious motives much better than the TAT. Why? Means TAT stimuli is little structured and comparing to Rorschach. Second point, there is no right, there is no wrong answer. You see here, there is no right, there is no wrong answer. You can write it. These are going to assess the depth of the unconscious motives, desires. There is no right, there is no wrong answer. And projective techniques, your responses are subject to your experience. And a psychologist or the person who is administrating the test need to be an expert to do the analysis here. Now, question number 17. Does classifying people into personality types overlook the complexities of human behavior? Give reasons for your answers. Question number 17. Yes. While classifying the people into personality types to overlook the yes, it is a yes beta. Give reasons for your answers. You see here, the complexities are there. We overlook the concepts here. If you are observing this point, I can say that it is a very important point for us. In many areas, we generally overlook the complexities. Some people may have their own qualities, you see. Some people may be having their own qualities. I can say here very clear to you people, my children, this is any personality test. If you take here, any test you take, the test basically will have its own qualities here, its own qualities. It classifies the individuals, personality types, like sometimes you see we are calling endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph, but the person may have the ectomorph quality. It's very difficult to say someone is 100% endomorph, 100% mesomorph or 100% ectomorph. That's the reason you see our main person, our psychologist also here what he said, no one is an endomorph, no one is a mesomorph, no one is an ectomorph. These qualities will be there with the people. So it is basically, you have to say yes for this 1 mark and give the reasons. You can take any one theory and you can give the reason. Distinguish between non-verbal and performance test. Yes, non-verbal tests of intelligence are made for those who are illiterates. And the people who don't know how to read and write, for them we created the non-verbal test of intelligence. During the time of the World War II, Army, for the sake of recruiting the people in armed forces, they created actually the non-verbal test. Best example is Raven's standard progressive matrices, Raven's colored matrices. What about the performance test? You see, performance test is something which you need to do here. It's basically your actions are more important for us. Koh-Block design test, block building test, cube construction test, Alexander's pass-along test. Means we will give you a pen or something, you have to open, you have to tie it, you have to do it something like, like the kids playing toys, or the Rubik's Cube is a performance test, guys. The Rubik's Cube you take, it's a performance test. How can we reduce the social loafing? Yes, my children. Social loafing is what exactly? Diffusion of responsibility. Social loafing, if you take the word, people while working in a group, actually they put less efforts because they feel that it's a group activity. It's a group activity and they are not going to assess you. People feel that it's a group activity, see here, and they are not going to assess you individually. So what they do, generally people loses lack of motivation, people put less efforts, less energy. So in the social loafing case, we can reduce it while dividing the entire task in a meaningful way. and giving each and every individual one particular task, and establishing the accountability. See here, carefully monitoring, motivating the people and each and every one to be recognized, appreciated for their contributions, and make everyone to feel that their work is important. That way we can reduce the social loafing. What are the reasons for the occurrence of group polarization? Yes. What is group polarization? First you see. Continuous constant interactions among the members of group are leading to extreme cohesiveness. And extreme cohesiveness is leading to group think. Entire group will think in the same way. And the outcome of group think is actually group polarization. Means it leads to, you see here, group polarization. Now, what are the any reasons you see? Because of they are interacting with each other. Because of the group polarization, the behavior means people take extreme decisions. When individuals are alone, they may not take an extreme decision. But when they are in the company of like-minded people, they will take the extreme decisions. So extreme cohesiveness is one of the reasons. Group think is the major reason actually. So it's clear to you people. Let's make a move to section C. Yes. An advertising company has a height to create an advertisement for a new eco-friendly product aimed at young adults. Describe 3 important characteristics of the target audience that the company should keep in mind when designing the advertisement. So question number 20, you look into this. Question number 20, the answer, when you are going to keep the advertisement company ad, basically how you are going to make it. So the target characteristics you see here, targets persuasibility, targets self-esteem, prejudice, intelligence, you need to understand here. Persuasibility refers to who have more open and flexible personality. People who are means easily convincible. You can convince them or not. Self-esteem. People with low self-esteem, they will change quickly. But very high self-esteem individuals will not change. Prejudice. People with strong prejudice are less prone to change. So we have to consider the prejudice of the people. And people who are intelligent, they will understand the things, they will change. But some people, they may not be intelligent, but they think that they are very smart, very intelligent. Those individuals will not change. Question number 21. Analyze the importance of rehabilitation in the recovery of individuals with severe mental illness. So, rehabilitation programs, you see here, chapter 5 actually it is, chapter 5, rehabilitation of the people who are suffering with the psychological disorders is the chapter 5. So, to improve the quality of life, helping the patients to become self-sufficient, we have here occupational therapy, occasional skills training, social skills training is there in the process of rehabilitation. You see, look into this area. The occupational therapy is very important for us. Occupational therapy or OT we are calling. We will use the occupational therapy to train the person for a particular occupation like candle making, weaving, paper bag making. Occasional therapy, we will train the people for particular occasions like a minor job, like a messenger, peon, attender, as per their abilities. It's not necessary that we will go for this. The third one, so cognitive retraining. Basically, we'll go for the cognitive retraining mainly to develop their attention, their cognitive skills, their attention, their capabilities. After that, we have the social skills training. Social skills training is another area. We try our level best to help the person through drama, role play. We try to improve their interaction skills here. Now, Aman is experiencing anxiety due to academic pressure. He often thinks, I am not good enough, I am a failure. These thoughts cause him to withdraw from social activities. So here it is the RET, rational emotive therapy, antecedent events, irrational beliefs and consequences analysis you need to do. So what is exactly here you see? He is having the academic pressure, I am not good enough, I am a failure, you see. Repeated occurrence of negative thoughts are resulting. So here you need to make the person to overcome this. Means our main motive of this therapy is to replace the irrational thoughts with the rational ones. So withdraw from activities and friends. That is basically an antecedent. You see here, he is having an irrational belief. Because of that belief means I am not good, I am failure. That's a belief. Second one, he is withdrawing. That is an antecedent event. The third one, it is consequences. You see here. So irrational beliefs, antecedent events are leading to consequences. His withdrawal is the consequent here, and his beliefs are basically irrational beliefs. And anything is happening, he is withdrawing. See here, both the two are coming together: irrational beliefs and the consequences. You see here. So because of the belief, you are withdrawing. So antecedent events, basically something which happens against your belief. So use the questioning better. Questioning need to be polite, humble, gentle in nature, non-threatening way to challenge his irrational beliefs and make him to come out of those beliefs. Yes, levels of consciousness. Yes, conscious, preconscious, unconscious. Every one of you know this answer. There is no need to explain to you. Conscious is actually what? In conscious, basically an individual will be, it's like the present, it's your immediate present. The things which are kept in the conscious mind will be recalled very quickly. Whatever the things are kept in the conscious mind are recalled very quickly. It's your immediate present, and it's your present actually. You will never forget, it's like permanent long-term memory. Pre-conscious is in between conscious and unconscious. The things which are kept in the pre-conscious will be, if you try, you will get it. Like a child sitting in the exam room facing a difficult question and he is working on that answer and he is trying. Finally he will get the answer. That is pre-conscious. Freud compared with an iceberg also, the peak of the iceberg which is above the surface of the water is clearly visible, is conscious. The portion of the iceberg which is inside the water, but it is visible to us. When we look down into water, we can see the iceberg. That is basically pre-conscious. And the deep down big bottom is there, that is unconscious. All your sad experiences. Now, behavioral approach to study the personality. What is exactly the behavioral approach, guys? Behaviorism basically believes in stimuli and response. According to behaviorism, personality is the combination of multiple responses made by an individual. Multiple responses. As per behaviorism, the structural unit of personality is the response, and while analyzing the multiple responses made by an individual, we can understand the personality. So please refer this one in detail. Just I am briefing to you. It is chapter 2. Chapter 2 it is. Himesh is popular in school but is very rude and indifferent towards the students of other schools. Explain the sources of his prejudice. Yes, prejudice is an extreme negative attitude towards others. The prejudice, if you take, it is an extreme negative attitude, extreme negative attitude towards others basically in the society, in our day-to-day life. You see here it is. I can say that the prejudice are an extreme negative attitude. So you have the prejudice: learning, scapegoating, kernel of truth. You see here, strong social identity and in-group bias. Any four you can add it here for this question. Explain internal sources of psychological stress. Yes, frustration, conflicts, internal pressure, social pressure. The frustration leads to aggression. Whenever your needs are blocked, you will get frustrated. Next one, conflicts. Conflicts will occur in between two or more incompatible needs. Like going to play cricket, sitting and studying psychology is a conflict. Internal pressure. Sometimes some children, they want to do very well. They put a lot of pressure on themselves. External pressure. Parents and teachers who expects more from the student will put pressure on them. Now the 26th year. Razia is unhappy with her career despite having a stable job and a good salary. According to the humanistic theory of personality, yes. What is the reason for unhappiness? According to humanistic theory of personality, humanistic theory of personality, the unhappiness results from the gap in between the real self and ideal self. That is leading to the psychological disorders. Discrepancy, see here. She wants to become what actually we need to find out. That's her ideal self. What she is doing may not be her ideal self. That's the reason. That's the reason unhappiness is there in her life. Next, question number 26b. Harpreet, a psychologist, is interested in using self-report measures for career counseling of his client. Explain the appropriate test. Yes. So, for career counseling, you want to use the self-report measures. Self-report measures are the best way to analyze. Gordon Allport was the first psychologist to talk about the self-report measures in personality assessment. For career counseling, we have 16 personality factor questionnaire, and you can use Eysenck personality questionnaire here. 16 personality factor questionnaire is one of the best one for career guidance, vocational counseling for high school level students in America. Okay, this one as well as Eysenck test, you can use it here. Now 27. How is the Indian concept of intelligence different from type of intelligence? Yes. Generally speaking, Indian concept of intelligence is known as integral intelligence, where we have given equal importance to cognitive as well as the non-cognitive aspects of intelligence. We have given equal importance to both. But whereas the Western concept of intelligence, if you see, Western concept of intelligence, if you are looking into this, Western concept of intelligence is basically what? It is purely cognitive, technological intelligence. In the child rearing practices adopted by the parents in Western and well-advanced societies led to the development of various skills among the children. Don't forget this area. Various skills are getting developed among the children. There's a difference. We are giving importance to emotional intelligence in Indian culture, whereas the Western world is believing on those intelligences like the technological intelligence. Okay. Describe the characteristics of individuals with different levels of intellectual disability. Yes. We have the below IQ level 70 is generally called as intellectual disability in my children. You can refer this question. We have the mild, moderate, severe, profound cases. In each category we have I'm just briefing to you, but I am not giving a detailed explanation to you. In each category we have academics one side, then social life, adult living, language, social means friendship, like various dimensions are there. Profound and severe both are having extreme difficulties in each and every area. The mild only can get married, can have the children. Moderate, usually they don't get married. If you take the adult living, so you see the IQ level also 55 to 70 is mild, my children. Some books says 50 to 70, 55 to 70. Some books are saying different levels are there. Just refer your CBSE Class 12 book only for this, because even if the answer you write it on the basis of your CBSE book only, we are going to evaluate. So please follow the NCERT book. That is we call as a CBSE book also sometimes. Look into this area. Now, mild can go up to maximum, grade 3. Moderate can go up to, that also 5-6 years it will take, grade 2. They may not academically. Friendship wise, mild can make friendship, but they may have difficulties. Continuously someone have to guide them. Moderate, they cannot make any friend. They can't do the friendship. Language, if you see, mild is having adequate language, but moderate is receptive language is very limited. Like various qualities they have. Please refer this question, my children. Direct question only, so I am not going to explain to you. When does anxiety turn into a disorder? Yes. Explain different types of anxiety disorders. Look into this area. The anxiety is defined as diffuse. You see here, vague, very unpleasant feeling of fear and apprehension actually. Anxiety we are calling. In this anxiety, if you observe, high level of anxiety which is distressing and interfere with effective functioning indicate the presence of an anxiety disorder. When the anxiety level is very high, that time it is leading to the anxiety disorders. And in this anxiety disorders we have the GAD, phobia, panic disorder, separation anxiety disorder, like we have 4 different qualities. What exactly generalized anxiety disorder? Look into this area, guys. The generalized anxiety disorder, GAD. An individual experiences a high level of anxiety without any known valid reason. In this disorder, people may constantly scan the environment for threats and dangers. They are hyper vigilant and constantly scanning the environment. The second one, panic disorder. It's basically frequent episodes of out of control anxiety. A panic attack denotes an abrupt surge and intense terror when the thoughts of the particular stimuli are present. In panic disorder, people may experience nausea, discomfort, fear of losing control or dying, like those symptoms will be there. Phobias are irrational fears. 3 types of phobias are there: specific phobia, social, agoraphobia. You can understand social phobia is also known as social anxiety disorder. My children, SAD can be social anxiety disorder. SAD can be separation anxiety disorder. SAD, separation anxiety disorder, also part of the anxiety disorders. So when children are feeling that they are getting separated from their loved ones, their parents, that time they will experience the SAD, separation anxiety disorder it is. Now let's make a move to the next area, my children. I'm just briefing bit, because you can refer, but actually it's like a tidbit I'm giving you. Intelligence is a product of heredity and environment. Yes, intelligence is actually a product of heredity and environment, nature versus nurture. You can look into this. Identical twins reared together, correlation value is almost 0.90. When the identical twins are separate, it means kept in 2 different environments, correlation value is 0.72. Fraternal twins reared together correlate 0.60. Brothers, siblings reared together correlates 0.50. Siblings are kept in different environment, correlation value is 0.25. Like this way we can understand this one. Sternberg's triarchic theory of intelligence. Intelligence is actually, you see here, in our another video we have done a detailed explanation about the triarchic theory. You can just have a look into the same one video is there on triarchic theory, you can refer it. Sternberg's triarchic theory, intellectual activity involves the, here, intelligence, you see here, intelligence is an ability to adapt, to shape, to select the environment, to accomplish the goals in one's own society and culture. We have componential intelligence, contextual intelligence, and experiential intelligence here. Look into this area. Now the case study. So these case studies are very interesting for us, my children. Look into this area. The case study, if you see here, Satish, a 20-year-old male suffering with schizophrenia, believed that the police. Okay, so you can read the case study. Why does Satish occasionally laugh abruptly and inappropriately? Now, the question number 30, you see here, it is basically a positive symptom of schizophrenia. He is laughing, you see here. He occasionally laughs abruptly and inappropriately. Inappropriate effect. You see here, inappropriately. Satish occasionally laughs abruptly and inappropriately. Question number 30. If you are looking into the right answer exactly, I can give it to you here. It's a positive symptom of schizophrenia. The characteristic is that of inappropriate effect. You see here, it will come into the formal thought disorders, beta. It is FTD. We have in the positive symptoms delusions, hallucinations, formal thought disorders. This inappropriate effect will come into positive symptoms. Question number 31, if you look into the question number 31, the patrolling of the police makes him believe that they are monitoring every behavior of his. He is thinking that he is a targeted, he is a victimized person. Delusions of persecution. Identify and explain the symptom of this disorder. It is a delusions of persecution actually. You feel it's a false belief which is firmly held on inadequate ground. You feel that you are slandered, threatened, someone is spying at you, you see. So spying at you. This is basically the delusions of persecution. Now look into the next case study, my children. You can read this next case study also for your understanding, you see. General adaptation syndrome, chapter 3, meeting life challenges. The first one was chapter 4, now you see. So gas model list stages Neha has experienced so far. Neha is a project manager. Neha is already she experiencing, I read the case, so I'm just giving to you alarm reaction and resistance, two stages she is already experiencing. Predict the potential stage that Neha might reach if she continues without any break. Yes. If, for example, she is continuing her work without taking any break or rest, definitely it leads to exhaustion. And exhaustion is the third stage, means your resistance will not work out. Whatever the coping mechanisms which you adopted in resistance will be utter, means fail, utter flop. Then it is leading to exhaustion. In exhaustion, if you see here, the physical, emotional, psychological exhaustion will be there. You get strained actually. It is in the form of burnout. It is in the form of burnout. My children, I did whatever the best level possible for you people. Just I try to brief you because 3 hours paper explaining within 30-40 minutes, it's not a simple task. I tried my level best to present something with a blueprint analysis how the questions are created. If you really like this lesson, please try to like this video and share with other children who are studying the psychology. Okay, and if can you just try to share this video if you like it, and write your comments how you felt, so that it gives me some energy to make another lesson for you people. Thank you.